Our story begins with narration about the greatest delivery men of all time, storks. In case you didn't know, boys and girls, babies are delivered by storks. Airdropped set to the most threatening song about storks of all time ever. Thinly veiled implications of enforced motherhood aside, everybody in this Florida circus is getting their adorable little baby, except for Miss Jumbo the elephant, it seems. Day breaks and the circus loads up the train and breaks into my favorite song in the whole movie. It's not the best song, but it's my favorite. It's a song about the train that plays whenever the train is moving, and I am always bobbing and grooving to the tune. It's so underrated.
Also, it's so messed up that the train is like a cute character when Jumbo, like real life Jumbo, was hit and killed by a train.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. There's
It's
whole
super
new
messed
ways
up.
to interpret this now.
Yep. You're welcome.
All right, so let's cut away from the train, and we gonna see the stork who's late. This messy-haired, little outfit-wearing, lanky dude who visually and personality-wise fits right into Tumblr's Onceler niche.
No.
Hunts down.
No.
Oh, you didn't notice that with the messy hair and the hat?
The mop of hair.
Oh yeah. Oh man, if Tumblr gets a hold of this stork, it's all over.
Gosh, they already love the thin ones. This freaking literally has stork legs.
They're gonna shuffle him right in with Bill Cipher and who is it? Papyrus the Skellington?
And Honest John.
No, it's Sans. Oh yeah, and Honest
Sans.
John and Sans.
Well, he's too benevolent for that. He's more of a Papyrus.
Oh, they're gonna hear that stork song and they're gonna be like, he's got a dark side.
Oh no!
And there's gonna be so many
out
like
the flower crowns, my friend.
There's gonna be so many gritty storks who are like chasing people down, like, let me see, I've got a baby for you.
He's voiced by Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh wasn't Winnie the Pooh yet.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Onceler stork aside, he's delivering a fresh baby directly to Mrs. Jumbo.
We are just defecating on Walt Disney's grave, and I enjoy it immensely.
I mean,
okay, continue.
We're defecating on his legacy.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't defecate on his grave. He's too complex for me to consider defecating. Anyway, the Onceler stork delivers a fresh baby directly to Mrs. Jumbo, assisted by some prissy and obnoxious elephants who fawn over the new Jumbo Jr. That's right, Jumbo Jr.
That is the name.
Stop! Oh my god!
Hey, in England it's not as bad.
I mean, in England you can't say fanny pack. We can't go by what England says. They're terrible with words.
Well, I don't want to say fanny pack.
It's gonna be on YouTube, innit?
Okay.
Tuesday.
I ain't bothered.
Can I finish talking about the birth of Dumbo?
I ain't bothered. Go on.
Ugh, you are bothering me.
Yeah.
So, Jumbo Jr., the name of the elephant who gets delivered, at least until his big floppy ears get exposed. Not even a minute after, literally less than a minute after he's unwrapped, I counted. He's getting bullied by those prissy and obnoxious elephants. Nevertheless, his mom protects and loves him. Meanwhile, Disney sneaks in a twofer with the little engine that could. I'm still bobbing and grooving to that tune. Still bobbing and grooving to that Casey Jr.'s out of ba-ba-doo, zee-ba-dee-ba-doo, rap-ba-da-da-da. As the train settles into town, in the dark, in the rain, we're treated to the scene that kind of took me by surprise, because I've never once heard anybody talk about it.
Oh, and the song, yes.
The song that kind of took me by surprise, because I've never once heard anyone talk about it.
Yup.
A group of faceless, dark-skinned characters whom we will never see again pile out and, with the help of the elephants and camels and various other beasts of burden, begin to put up the tent. And they sing one of the diegetic songs in this movie. There's that word again, diegetic. Because they're actually singing it while they're working. They sing a song about how they're happy and cheerful and they can't read or write and how they slave away and blow all their money, and it is not a good look, I tell you what.
More people need to talk about the Roustabout song, all right?
More people need to talk about how they don't like the Roustabout song, and more people need to talk about how the Roustabout scene doesn't even need to be in the movie.
Nope,
Like, you
not
could
even at
remove
all.
that and not lose any of the narrative.
Because during the song, basically you have these circus animals working side by side with the Roustabouts, setting up the circus, and there's sometimes even cutting from the Roustabouts doing a task to the elephants doing that same task, which
You saying
draws
they're
a
juxtaposing
yeah,
their labor with that of beasts of burden?
yeah,
Yeah,
a clear uncomfortable comparison.
I
Like,
hate it.
oh my gosh. I hate it because I've never seen Dumbo before, and then I watched that and I'm like, "Oh,
I
no,
think.
don't do that. Oh, don't cut to Dumbo being cute. That's not going to help anything."
But hey, Abby,
What?
don't worry about it because we're gonna have a big parade. We're
Hey,
gonna
don't
have a
worry about it.
big parade.
Hey,
Haha.
don't worry about it. Look at Dumbo with his tiny Dumbo-sized hammer. Where did he even get
Oh,
that thing? We don't know.
don't
It's
worry
cute
about the
though.
hammer. Jumbo Jr. is gonna slip and fall into a mud. Oh, so funny. Haha. Just ignore
Uh-oh.
that overt racism. Now Jumbo Jr.'s getting a bath. It's so cute. Aww.
Aw.
Now Jumbo Jr.'s getting mocked and bullied for his physical appearance, and his mother is getting punished for defending him and disciplining those who would assault her child. Uh-oh, her
But
eyes
hey,
turn
look.
red with fury as she is constantly assaulted and subdued for her perfectly rational reaction to there being absolutely no barrier to protect her and her precious literal infant. Haha! The ringmaster got knocked into the water. Classic. So, after her
Oh.
little outburst, she's stuck in solitary confinement, separated from her child, with her so called friends talking shit about her and her kid. From here on out, Jumbo Jr. has no one left to call him by his name, no one to protect him from rejection from the other cruel members of his community, and he's just Dumbo to everyone, even to his new friend, Timothy Q. Mouse. What's the Q
Every
stand for?
Don't
Listen.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. He's his friend who stands up for him and gets him his big break at the as the star of the show. The top of the pyramid of elephants. Sorry, I need to re-say that.
Elements. No, every time you say Timothy Q Mouse, I
Mhm.
always think you're gonna say Timothy T Turfbanks. Every single time, without fail, every time. I don't know
They're
why.
cousins.
It's been so, it's been so long since I've listened to that episode, but I still think Timothy T Turfbanks, Esquire.
Timothy. Oh, so
Oh
he's gonna get him
man.
the star of the show. He's gonna get him on the top of the pyramid of elephants. How does he get him this job? Obviously by whispering the word climax an awful lot to the sleeping ringmaster and hypnotizing him into thinking it was his idea. I
Oh
wanted to learn
man.
more about this, so I typed mouse sleep hypnosis climax into my search bar, and I discovered that I hate the internet.
Stop. I discovered a new fetish.
I discovered that I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh
So
man.
there's a few things wrong with this plan and act. First, you can't stack elephants in a pyramid. They're going to crush each other. Bottom line. Second, they don't even get into a pyramid configuration. They form a vague stack of elephants balanced on a ball as they insult each other constantly. They're terrible. Third, they clearly never practice this, not even once, because they don't realize that he's going to trip on his ears. Fourth, they don't do anything to help Dumbo with his stage fright other than his good friend Timmy jabbing him with a needle to shock him out. Because, this moment is so much more important than the physical or psychological well being of a baby. So naturally, they all come crashing down in what is somehow both the best animated scene and the worst animated scene in the whole movie. It's like somebody was drunk while animating this and forgot what a character model was. Fred.
Fred.
The tent is torn down, and we get a sad version of Casey Jr., and I'm still bobbing and grooving to it. It goes so slow and so sad, and I'm still there like, bob and grooving to my favorite tune. It's in a minor key, which I can't do because I don't know anything about music. Anyways, the elephants are gossiping about Dumbo and how he has been made into a clown for his transgressions. This is so shameful a position that the elephants, who have been treating him like shit the entire time, all agree that he is no longer considered an elephant. His manager, TQM, because I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to make you remembered about Timothy. T. Turfbanks tries to look on the bright side as Dumbo, who's lost his mother, his name, his culture, and his dignity, all before the tender age of 1 whole month, looks vaguely unhappy.
1 whole week, really.
So to cheer him up, Timmy takes Dumbo to visit his mother in jail, where she sings him one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful and most underrated Disney songs of all time. This right here is the best song in the whole movie. And Tim looks around at all the other animals who get to hang out with their mamas, and looks back to baby mine Jumbo Jr., watching him get rocked by his mama through one of the bars of her prison cell, shedding a single tear. But hey, here's the clowns again! Oh, they're talking about how funny it'll be to drop Dumbo from 1,000 feet. Oh, they're so proud of their fantastic comedy genius. They sing themselves a little song about hitting the big boss up for a raise. Whoa, ha ha ha! Infant abuse and exploitation. Da, 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 da. Oh, and they knock a little bit of the bubbly into Dumbo's water trough by accident. Or maybe it's just a random water trough. Whatever. Like in the circus, all water is drinking water, and the existence of pink lemonade proves this. Anyways,
It's true.
as Tim is telling Dumbo to cheer up and not cry, he decides to have him get a little sip of water to cure his hiccups. This would be an awful ironic time for me to get hiccups in real life.
Yeah.
So Tim and Dumbo accidentally get so drunk that they start seeing, and I shit you not, nightmare visions of dead-eyed mutant elephants. This was Disney's biggest hit since Snow White. What the? It's actually quite beautiful.
It gets wacky.
It gets quite beautiful at times. Probably the best and most imaginatively animated scene in the whole movie. It's like a Lost Fantasia skit in a way, but it's also a big bruh moment, complete with seizure warning.
It's a waking nightmare, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And when they wake up from that nightmare, ooh boy. You remember that song that I said wasn't a very good look?
Nope.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. Yes, I do.
I was gonna say, get ready for Not a Very Good Look Part 2. A murder of crows with extravagantly exuberant personalities that may be stereotypes, but may be based on actual people, gather around a strange sight. They are then joined by their leader crow, whose name was changed in the mid-50s because it's so bad, who is the most extravagant personality, who is a stereotype and is not at all based on a real actual person. These 5, somehow worse than Strombolis, gather around to see the elephant stuck in a tree, while razzing on Dumbo, because who doesn't in this movie, I guess. They make the suggestion that he got into the tree by flying, to which Timmy says, well, shit, that's the only logical explanation. They spend a little more time making fun of him, and Timmy, in a jaunty little tune, before Timmy reads them the riot act. He goes off so fucking hard that these crows become sympathetic and not only teach Dumbo how to use his ears to fly, but symbolically accept him into their murder as he flies with them and perches with them. Back at the circus, Dumbo is all set and ready, and when it comes time for him to be knocked off a 1,000-foot drop, instead of tumbling to his death in an unsafe stunt, he soars over the crowd, bombardiers the clowns, knocks the ringmaster into a water bucket, just like his mom did, and blasts peanuts at the elephants who mocked and exiled him. From there on out, he's a celeb, and we see in various newspapers that he's got planes modeled after him, and he's got a Hollywood contract. And in the final scene, everybody loves him. He's got his own private car with his mother waiting for him there. Flying with his friends the crows, he lands in her arms, and we watch them choo-choo off into the sunset.
Yay! There's a little car sound.
Yeah.
On your audio,
That's amazing. I'm so glad to know that the car sounds from the road that I moved rooms to specifically avoid are coming through.
Well, no, just that one that augments the choo-chooing into the sunset.
That's good. That's good, man.
Also, I love how as soon as the world knows Dumbo can fly, they immediately design bomber planes after him.
Like, oh man, we've gotta beat the Hun back into Germany.
Dumb bombers.
Dumb bombers.
Yay war crimes.